The government is trying to prepare us for this. A zombie apocalypse. The infamous astrologer Nostradamus predicted something like this could happen in 2021. Specifically, he said a scientist is going to create a, quote, biological weapon that will bring the dead back to life. CDC says, well, that's not likely to happen, but just in case, the agency wants you to be prepared. They have a new ad campaign telling you to get ready for the emergency. It includes this poster advising you to get a kit, make a plan, and be prepared. CDC experts say you should prepare for zombies just like you would prepare for any real-life emergency.
I don't know, you guys, we have serious information that I must share.
Okay, share.
It might upend all of our weekend plans because apparently the CDC has put out new guidelines, tips on sharing and surviving, I should say, a zombie apocalypse.
It seems like every day the world is taking the possibility of a zombie apocalypse more and more seriously. The security firm Halo Corp, which already sounds like something out of zombie fiction, announced it will conduct a zombie apocalypse training exercise for about 1,000 military personnel, police officials, medical experts, and federal workers during an annual counterterrorism summit. The scenario, as reported by Military Times, will even include immersive Hollywood sets and zombies roaming an island, harassing troops and medical responders. The Military Times does point out that the zombies are not real. Though obviously tongue-in-cheek and part of a larger, more serious course load, the exercise does present interesting situations and challenges for personnel involved. Zombie apocalypses seem to be gaining traction, with the CDC and Department of Homeland Security having both released hypothetical guides to surviving zombie attacks in the last year.
This is definitely a revolutionary look in beauty. It's called just straight up dead.
And we turn! Got it! Great! Love it!
You know what's weird is when you look this gross, you just have no physical insecurities at all. Like none. I encourage everyone to look like a corpse at least once.
Years ago, when I was really young, I would watch a lot of dark stuff and dark movies, and then after God came to me in 2016, I just haven't had, that desire to watch stuff like that, and I usually try to stay away from it. I don't watch zombie movies. I don't think about zombies. So when I would have these dreams come to me, it would really stand out. And I was waiting for my groceries in the bagging area, and there was two younger girls there, and I walk over to them and lean in between, and I ask them, "Are you guys ready for the zombies?" And I tell them, "Zombies are real and they're possible, and I hope you guys are ready for them coming." I woke up like, what? This one was weird. There was like this white sheet, and behind it were all of these bodies that had died from COVID, and the government was like hiding something behind this white sheet. And I went back there, and it was like, how dreams have feelings that don't make sense sometimes? But in the dream, I remember feeling shocked that the government was hiding this secret that these bodies were coming back to life. Like they weren't actually dead, and they were coming back to life, which is what I would consider a zombie. And the last zombie dream I wanted to share that stood out is really crazy experience for me. So I had a dream that I was on a train, and on the train I heard this rock band cover of the song Zombie by the Cranberries. Like, zombie, zombie, it's in your head. Like that song. So I'm hearing it in the dream. It's not the original song, it's a rock cover of it. And in the dream, I just have this thought. That's God telling me, that's a sign right now. God's telling me that zombies are coming.
I need to get this message out before I forget and start getting busy again. So in December, I had 3 consecutive dreams about the tribulation, and each dream I saw people turning into zombies, like zombie-like states. And the first dream I dreamt, I was left behind, and these zombie people wanted to eat us. And I hid with my daughter, and there was no food. And I saw like she only had marshmallows to eat because we couldn't find any food, and we were hiding from these zombie people. And the next thing I saw is that all the birds in the sky started to flee. And then I told one of the ladies that were with me, and I told her we need to get to higher ground because there's a storm coming and God's sending it, and it's going to be the worst storm we have ever seen. And in this dream, I thought to myself, but why cry out to God, because the rapture's already happened. He's not going to help me anymore. And then I woke up, and then I cried in the bathroom for 2 hours because I thought it was so real. Then I asked the Lord, is this to warn other people, or am I going to be left behind? And I had the dream again, but this time I was in a rural area here in South Africa, and again zombie-like people. And then they were after us. They wanted to kill us. They wanted to eat us. And then the third dream I had this December when we went on holiday, and we were by the ocean, and then again the zombie people started to chase us. And when they started to chase us, I can remember that I ran away, and when I ran away, there was like a beast running beside me. He looked like a leopard, like a lion. And then I woke up, and then after the third dream, I knew this was a warning dream. I had to warn people. So there's a zombie-like state that people's going to be in the tribulation. I don't know if the mark's going to cause it. I don't know if it's all the medicine and everything. But I believe strongly that the mark of the beast is going to turn people into zombie-like states so that they can control them. Or either something's going to go wrong. I don't know.
Okay, so again, September 27, 2021, I got this prophecy. I was hearing it yesterday, parts of it. I didn't know that. Let's just say this. You're going to be shocked at this. I was, as I was hearing the prophecy unfold. Okay, here it is. It is coming, and the leaders have planned for it. After years of spraying chemicals and toxins into the air you breathe, lacing food and water with poison, people are dying from horrible diseases and cancers. They have claimed the cures are prescription medications and vaccines. Now, through propaganda, many believe a human experiment is a cure-all and a return to normal. Man has created a monster and has tried to hide it with lies and censorship. You have been deceived, trusting man, not God. Earth's future is bleak. In the coming days, you will see chaos and hysteria. You will see, here it is, you will see mass shootings, mass homicide, mass suicides, carnage like never seen since Hitler's extermination. Oh no. It will look like the raging zombie apocalypse. Man turning on man, man turning on animal. The authorities have planned and prepared for this season. It is here. Call on your Redeemer now. Stay close to me now. I am with you.
So, saints, in brief, the dream that I had last night, February the 20th, moving into February the 21st, the dream that I had was of me and a few other people, and I can't tell you exactly who they were, but it was at nighttime, and we were moving under cover of darkness, and it felt as if the world that present, today, in America had come to an end. And that much of the population was no longer alive, but that there was something out there that was ready to pounce on you. And in my small group, we were moving about at night from building to building. And I don't know why, except there were these, what looked like people, but were no longer living humans, that were chasing us, and that we were running from. So we were, looking both ways, dashing between buildings, but it was as if cities and towns had been abandoned of human life, and you had to run and hope that you weren't seen or caught by these entities. I'm just going to call them zombies. Others have called them many things. I'm calling them zombies. And it was a very frightening time, although in this dream, unlike in others, I don't remember being as afraid as I've been when I've seen these entities in other dreams. In certain of my dreams in the past, I've actually been fighting these beings. I don't remember that this time. What I remember is that we were on the run, and that we were doing everything we could to keep away from them and stay alive. But there was no human life. People weren't driving cars. There was no construction going on. Doctors weren't rushing back to hospitals. Nurses weren't, leaving lunch to go back on duty. It was emptiness. But there were these things that were out there, and they were hostile to whatever human life was left. So I just thought I would share that. In terms of preparing, the only preparation that we can make is to seek the Most High Yahuwah through His Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, and pray that His kingdom would come and that His will would be done, and that we would be accounted worthy to escape all these things which are coming upon the earth. I wish you peace, grace, and blessings. May the shalom of Yahuwah our Father abide in you and keep you in the way. In Yahushua's holy name, let it be done according to your word. So be it. Thank you, Father.